Now we're good. Okay, we're live. Welcome back to part two of episode 8 of Chasing Adventure, where things are happening. But I think, yeah, we see um, that. I think we'll go back to the prison, and we see the person who was a companion. They've identified themselves as Oranus to you in the past, and we saw in the post credits cutscene 2 episodes ago that they technically identified themselves as someone called Coranthius to the guards here before. They evidently went to prison. Um, and I think, yeah, here you are. Um, you still have some hold left, I think, from your scrutinize. Is that right? Perfect. Okay. So, um, the queen will open the conversation um, by saying, please, you were around when everything fell before. Weren't you, father? She gives you an expression when she says father of like just not now. Um he laughs, actually. He says, now you call me father. I didn't hear that before. I think there were words like abomination and deserves to be um tossed off the tree, I believe. Hmm. Why should I tell you anything, given that you'll probably just use it against me? Or kill me once I've used up my worth to you. The queen looks at both of you two, like, do you want to step in and um, resolve this a bit? No. The skeleton thinks that he's going to die as soon as he gives up the information that he's being asked about, and would still slightly prefer to live. The skeleton looks at you, just like, sort of puzzling you out, doesn't say anything. The queen says, I. My father will not be harmed. We have the armor. We confiscated it when we took him in. I thought I would be welcomed back with, if mixed, at least somewhat positive resolve, not thrown in a dungeon. I really should have designed these better. The queen is torn, and there is definitely like something she's poring over in her head. Um, I think after a moment she says, if you want to take him with you, I will not stop you after we're done. He seemed to be in the habit of taking all sorts of people from my prisons, but we'll talk about that outside. As soon as you mention that he'll be coming back, she's acting like something just occurred to her, and yeah, she's considering something. Anyways, can you please tell us about specifically what happened with the spirits of nature? I know I know what everybody says happened, but you were there. You will know better than anyone else alive. He is quiet for a bit, and then he says, "Send the guards out. They tell them afterwards, but I don't want them here now." The guards look at her, slightly alarmed of like, not just are you sure you want us to leave, but are you sure should we hear the actual truth of all of our entire, you know, origin? But they still, when she nods at them to leave, they leave. Um, Uranus goes on a small. He starts telling a story, and I think it starts with most of the spirits of nature began to keep themselves separate from us as we advanced, as we discovered new things about the world they had created. Many of us still greatly respected them, but we, because of our respect, wished to study them. There was one spirit who they volunteered, and he like it's actually really hard to tell authenticity in a skeletal face. He tries his best to convey it. He they it they gave themselves up for study effectively. Everything we did to them, even the things we would never do to other beings, they consented to. They can't feel pain, um, physically, but they are still minds. They are a part of this land, or not this land, but the other land, and they are strongly affected by it and strongly affect it. We discovered how these entities function, and we destroyed its mind with its consent, killing or as good as killing it. And when it returned, it didn't recognize any of us. We did not know that would happen. We thought it would return. We had seen, we had a theory about that, but when it did return and did not recognize any of us or this or what had been done to it, it fled. We released it, of course. We would not do such a thing. And it told, not that we were keeping it that much of a secret, but it told its version of what happened to the other spirits. They did not take kindly to it, to us, and to what happened. Once that being was my friend. I was a child then, and so it was a simple thing, but like many childhood friendships, very meaningful. And then everything happened as we commonly know them, at least in this world. Is that enough for you? He's sort of saying this to all three of you. It it consented. It was okay with it, but then it could not remember that very same reason. We did not know that would happen. Not quite so simple. Um, but he said, what we did was we isolated it from the land that is it, effectively. Um, we kept it contained and effectively starved it of natural energies. It ceased entirely, with nothing left of it. We believed, in a way, we believed that at the time the spirits were projections of the land, so once this projection faded, it would then return. But when it did, it was new and raw. She is quiet for a moment before she says, if they are bent on destroying my people, I will do what I must to keep them alive. We are dying here. We must return to our home. I will do it if it is. Well, there's two things, actually. I would do it if it is necessary, but I also. If the spirits are so against us that they will destroy us, what choice do I have? What else can be done? Yes, but do you have any ideas? How does one reason with someone they cannot communicate with? Um, she says, I think she pauses for a moment and she says, you not individual, actually, yes, individually, but also your predecessors um, weren't quite the talkative type when facing us before. If you think that they will speak with us, very well. I am very much willing to do that. But we didn't always rely on. We didn't always rely so heavily on the gems here. You know what else it would do is be us giving up the only weapon we have to defend ourselves against, and making us an easy target. Um, we're familiar with guns. They suffer some drawbacks that our weaponry does not have. Okay, fine. We are willing if the spirits will accept it, but I'm extremely hesitant. We have tried to reach out. Actually, I don't think she's saying that. I think her father, the skeleton, is saying that and says, "Good luck. We tried reaching out early on in this whole situation. It didn't work out well. There weren't any back then. They hadn't yet created all of you to replace us. Could be." And he rather shrugs and says, "I suppose. I mean," he pauses and he says, "It's honestly hard to tell if you guys. Let's just say if the feeling is mutual between you and the spirits." Queen says, "If you want to give it a shot, I suppose we haven't had this opportunity in a long time." Yeah. Um, she says that is no. That is not without reason, and is not for the purposes you think. I will not reveal what they are now, but you are coming in a hopefully very late chapter of this of our history. Um, this was a gradual change. You're seeing you have heard the beginning. You are now hopefully near the end of this whole disaster. but many, many, many long years came between them. Various attempts. And unfortunately, we also must, very well, we also must deal with the dragon. Um, as I said, you may verify this if you wish, but I have reason to believe that it has lost whatever kept it going previously. I believe that even if an agreement has been made, it would not change its mind specifically about its behavior. The the dragon is not harmed by um, lasers, she says. In a word, like she clearly doesn't call it lasers herself, but she just goes with it. I will find your companions. What does the other one look like? They'll be with the dwarf. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Um, she nods and prepares to leave, and then of course her dad is like, "Well, are you getting me out of here?" And she looks like she actually partly forgot about him for a sec, and she says, "Yes, just a minute." Um, she says quietly to both of you, where just you can hear, "I need to speak with you outside." About Yeah, she takes you just outside the cell, and she quietly says, like, "I don't know if you know, but that creature is not. It's not my father. My father is dead. That is my father's skeleton, but um, there is a dragon stone inside its skull. My magi are still putting a theory together, but the working one right now is somehow it absorbed my father's memories and thinks it is him. He was hit by Dragonstone. That's how he died. Session zero notes. Um, and so she says, I think some unusual circumstances with his death resulted in this being and lose access to his memories. My father, he may not be, but his memories are, as you saw, ancient and useful. He knows he's dead. He just thinks he is the original in a different form. He is a copy. I suppose. The way that dragons work, and the little we've managed to divine and study, they seem to be some kind of living stone, kind of like our gemstones, except instead of holding energy or just energy, they also seem to be able to hold mm, everything that a brain does: mind, memories, thoughts, emotions. If a part of that large gemstone is split, for example, if you split one into two, they each retain half of the memories, thoughts, and emotions of the previous self. Not, we don't know what pattern there is and how that works, but from then on, they each effectively start developing into their own person based on the previous one. You should be aware of that when dealing with the dragon below and when dealing with your dwarf friend, for I have heard that he too has a dragon. Do you still want him? Okay. She gestures to the guards. Perfect. She'll outfit them. She gets him ready to go. She also, if you still take him, gives you Vlad. Yeah, perfect. Um, and remember, he'll be guarded, so a guard will come with him if you want to. Okay. The queen explicitly gives him permission to access any property on the tree as she is the sovereign. She says, "I, yeah, um, okay," but she gets everything ready. You get Uranus and get ready to go down to the dragon first. Waiting for your dwarf. So, meanwhile, down in the jungle, I think we see you arrive in it's in one of the tree. It's how do you make a vault of wood? I guess they can still use metal. Like, yeah, that's true. But yeah, they have like this vault room where they keep the Nexus. And I think we just see. Oh, yeah, yeah, they have something like that. Um, I think yeah, it opens up. I think on the way he has disabled most of the defenses, and we see this person saying like, so we don't exactly know how it works, but um, here is the Nexus, and he just like gestures, and I think we see um, it's not like floating. In fact, it doesn't look obviously magical. Um, but you see on a um, kind of on a stand that looks like it was made for it, that's holding it in two different places, you see a tarnished silver spyglass. It's currently unfolded, like fully extended, about a foot and a half. Um, and the chaparral lord says, "We've studied it. Um, it doesn't seem like it functions without any specific passphrase or um, ritual needed for it, as far as we can tell. Um, so there you go." And Talus is like, "So what does it do and how does it work?" Okay, perfect. Talus would like to grab your hand to stop you from doing that because I think he. Oh wait, no, you did convince him. Oh, I think. Did you convince him to physically to let or to let you learn about it? Hmm. Okay, he will. He'll grab your hand for a second and then begrudgingly let it go and let you take it. Yeah, of like careful. Yeah. Um, he says like it took us a while to identify it. He starts going off onto a diatribe of like here's some specific examples of it and how we discovered it and what tests we did on it. But ultimately, he said this um, when you look through the spyglass, if you envision and name an event in the past or a time and place, it will show it to you, no matter when and where that was. It doesn't seem to be able to look into the future, at least not that we've been able to find, but it can look anywhere into the past or present. Even this one, um, throughout the plains, Talus like takes a second and says, "You've been spying on us." Not as much as you think. Every time you look through the spyglass, it seems that it causes forgetfulness in people. Um, Not sure why, but that is something we haven't been able to counteract yet. So I wouldn't just use it willy nilly. No, not forgetfulness in what you saw. Forgetfulness in general. Some of our test subjects, we've seen them forget things from what they ate for breakfast this very morning to their family, big and small. We've never seen them remember. He nods. About that, I also don't suggest pointing it at someone. Um, it we have seen it um, spontaneously age them several decades. It's not. We don't. If you folded it up, it's fine. Um, it's we haven't figured out exactly um, how that happens. I think um, it's been inconsistent. It's also occasionally aged the person who was looking through it, but that only happened when the same thing happened when it would age someone or something significantly that was being looked at. It would slightly age the person looking through it by like a few years. About that, do you know the problems with having a child physically age by a few years but not mentally? Not good things. we no, no, we would never do that. Uh, well, it's not like we can deny it to you, so. Oh, and we don't know why yet, but sometimes the um, glass at the end of the spyglass will change color. Not from the inside. That's what's very strange. No, no, it's a what? No. It's a device. He like actually stops here and like starts considering it. I suppose, perhaps. It doesn't do it very often, though. Do you want to say something to it? Doesn't change color. We only saw it happen like a few times over the years we've had it. It's hard to tell. You think you see amongst like it looks like just normal clear glass right now. For just a minute, it seems to tint a slightly yellow, like still mostly transparent color, and then back to normal. Sure. You can absolutely ponder it if you want to. Okay. It is a different color. A deep, almost black purple right now. Okay, so you're pondering. Why would you? Oh, you are getting help. Okay, then yes. That is a seven. Um, this I think the shade of yellow reminds you of um it seems familiar to you. It might be related somehow to like dragon crystal or an offshoot of it of some kind. The shades are a lot more varied than you have seen though with what dragons can do. But yeah, it does seem um if it's a thing that yeah, a solid object that changes its color to reflect its emotion reminds you a lot of yeah, dragons that change their color to reflect their sin. So it's a whole it's a whole thing. Yep. And that's when, from behind you, one of the Scarab Knights arrives, who wasn't one of the guards, and says, "Sir, we have a message from the Queen. Um, they're looking for a dwarf. They said that um, the dwarf and the one with the dwarf is supposed to report to the Queen. Their companions are waiting for them with tea." Also, they are aiming to slay a dragon and figured you wouldn't want to miss out on that. it says. Go. Oh. Oh, no, you're. I say, please tell the queen that I helped and did exactly as she asked, and that the Nexus was partly delivered by me. Thank you for negotiating. I'm not sorry for not believing you. I had no good reason to believe you until now. Yeah, like there's everyone does a double take. Like they look at you like, oh yeah, no, she's doing what is that? Yeah, you are also recognized. So he says, you. Oh no, you. The the queen did no. Yes, but not the Nexus. Yes, yes. Give me the Nexus and I'll come with you. Heck, I'll fly you there myself. Spyglass first. And then the scholar like jumps in and says, uh, we actually call it the looking glass because we wanted to give it a cool name. And then Talus is just like, fine. Spyglass first. Scholar sighs and walks away. You can mark off your favor with him if you want to, or are you doing something else? Because he's using his favor that you have with him. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Well, let's go with this in order. So you give him the real spyglass. Um. So what do we got here? Favor moves. When you accomplish a significant task for someone, yes, giving them this is that choose two if you favor them, one if you don't. Gain 1 XP, you no longer favor them, they favor you, or you get to ask them 2 questions as if you had scrutinized them. Yes? You had to convince him to let you help him negotiate, so I don't know if. I'm going to have to say no in this case. It while it is significant, it is something you had to convince him to let you do. And it's also the reason that you favor him in the first place. Okay. What? How would I get you to what? Like to start. Um. Okay. You need to as convince him, I guess, that um the queen is not fit to rule. Um. And it would be better for the people that he was in charge. Basically, you need to convince him it's a smart idea. Oh, no, never mind. That's a different thing. Because yeah, you get two. Anything about their thoughts, feelings, or motivations. There's just some examples. It seems like his guard is most lowered when he is annoyed. So you need to pepper him with compliments to the point of him being annoyed at you, and that will absolutely lower his guard. Mostly from eye rolling is why his guard will be lowered. Oh yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Um. So he and one of you is with him. I'm guessing that Dallen, you would want to be the one who is with Talus yourself, so that you could steal it from him in flight. Okay. Sorry, Verfoley. You get a regular soldier. They carry him by his beard. It's fine. They just like tie it. Um. Okay. Yeah. So you are both carried back towards the great tree in flight. All right. Perfect. Um. So for scrutinize, you oh, you actually get to ask another question. No, no, I'm wrong. Sorry, just two, because you weren't actually rolling scrutinize. It doesn't give you advantage. That's what I was checking, because it just gives you like here's what to do to use them. You're peppering them with compliments to steal the spyglass back. Correct. It changes the fictional. Yeah, ponder does. Scrutinize basically will just give you here's how to manipulate them if, in the way you want. Um, it's usually a lot more clear than ponder, but examine and ponder are the ones that give advantage. Um, okay, I think this is probably just defy with charisma unless you have a specific. Uh, oh yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Uh, okay. Perfect. Yeah, I believe it. So I think yeah, you it probably has is a few things. I don't think you could just like take it from the. That's what happens. You pepper him with compliments, and then as he lands on the ground with you, and there's like a small thump, that's exactly the moment that you pickpocket it right as you land. Um, when he's least likely to notice, and he doesn't notice. Absolutely. How do you initiate it? You get like silence for a bit, and then you finally say, he finally says, When we have time, we must speak of things. There are a great many realizations and revelations I have had. I was wrong. Yeah. Um, he says, I think what he says is the dragonkind's sins are not what they do not originate. Everything that I thought was a test was a lie. There was no test. I'm just here to kill my kin. It was the first split. The mother dragon created it, split a piece of herself off, and put it here. But I sensed its duality. That egg, it it split itself off. Its sanity sleeps within the egg. Its mind, the piece of it that still has sense, is within there. And the rest of it, its body, guards it and this place like a beast. Breaking it will break the creature. The creature needs to be awoken. Only someone would need to commune with it to do that. But it doesn't matter. It was put here to guard this place. It will not change its mind so easily. It's so devoted to its task, is it, that it it sacrificed its own sanity to keep its duty. um I think he says there is no dragon discipleship. I was wrong, deluded. When the Mother Crystal made me, she had a specific thought in mind, became my identity. Now I know the truth. My very conception was a lie. I'm just a rock who can speak and think and feel pain. He's still in that mood. Yeah, he says. I think he says after a bit, you shouldn't feel affection towards me. I trapped you in this pact. You pat your symbol. I am aware of it, but cannot feel it. I must keep thinking. The land. Yeah, I think you're about to land. Yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You have the vague senses of smell of cigarettes and alcohol start like coming to you. Oh yeah, that's fair. Okay, so yeah, you both land. Um, and I think that if you were delivered straight to the Queen's palace, I assume, then they would just like actually put you down right in front of it, where the others are waiting, and you are finally reunited. No, the Queen says no once again. We don't have the weaponry to equip 20 soldiers. No. As much as I. The Queen looks at you but doesn't say anything. Then you know the way, says the Queen. Talus gets down on one knee and says, "My Queen, um, I have come to deliver the Nexus to you." And he like reaches into his pocket, his like pouch, and it's like, yeah. He's like, "What? But no." He unbuckles the pouch and like checks the pouch itself. It doesn't have a hole in it, unless you cut one as part of stealing it. But I think perfect. So you like filed a hole in it or something is perfect. So yeah, he takes out the pouch. He's like, "What?" Yeah, he finds a hole in it that wasn't there before. He says, "This what? No, I will go find it immediately." Yeah. Well, it's okay, my queen. We have another nexus here. It's all right. He favors you. Are you going to compel him to help you fight? Because honestly, that's how it started in the session zero notes. 3, I think. You can also, if you want to, spend his favor with you to get a +2, I believe. Okay. That's better. Um, he would not get involved by himself, but I think he looks at the queen first for approval, and the queen says, "We do need seasoned fighters, and you're one of our best without the lasers. You can hold your own." Yes, I will do exactly what that is. Um, the queen orders like other soldiers to basically scour the entire path between where the flight happened to find the spyglass. Um, I yeah. Then we will find evidence of that, she says. What did you say, tell us about a second nexus? Um, because if you remember, Talos recognized that Dallen's nexus when he saw it as well. It was both him and Kathan that did, and he says, um, "You can try to, yeah. If you want to defy this danger with charisma, you can try and just like, nope, nope, nope. Let's. What are you doing to do so? Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. You're just like, I'm gonna put on oil on my skin before I put on the chainmail so it doesn't like itch or scratch. Look, yeah. Oh, I don't know if that would work because he knows that for sure. That specific part. Mm, that's fair. I'd say you can still help by doing that because you're. This is sort of the same. Yeah, I'd say that still helps Indigo in a weird way because one is distracting. The whole point is to stop these two people from talking. So you're stopping one from listening and one from talking. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. You still get a 10. Um, the queen looks back at everyone like, sorry, I was thinking about statecraft. No. Yep. Busy. Yep. Perfect. But yeah, no, she doesn't hear what's said, and then Talos is about to interrupt again, and she says, "That's enough. Go with them. I think they shall need from help from seasoned soldiers. Despite this mistake, you are still one of my best in battle. Should you survive, and I very much hope you do, we shall speak of this afterwards." He barely restrains himself to say, "Yes, my queen," but gives both for Foley and Dallen dirty looks. Does he favor currently? Does Okay, he currently favors you, Dallen. He doesn't favor Holy right now. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, I think you're good then. Yep, yep. Perfect. Okay. So I think we cut to all of you going down the elevator, basically. The five of you now. Six of you, actually, because you also brought your friend, if that's good. Yep. Uh, I mean, we haven't seen that yet, but uh, depends on the game. Amounts may vary. Up to you. Let's keep it on there for now, but in the future, probably not. There's no resurrection spell for clerics in this one. I agree. That's fair. Overcome death. Yeah. Basically, when you both die, will the other person be waiting on the other side saying, "All right, give me what you owe"? Yep. So I think yeah, Oranus says so you guys find any good restaurants here? They've changed a bit since I've been gone. I went to go visit a friend. I was planning to come back, and then I got delayed. Yes. That is a type of delay. I was wearing armor. That was the point of the armor. The queen and I go back a bit. The queen and I go back a bit. I thought it would be fine. I didn't think she was this judgmental. Thank you. You know what? I haven't heard that one before. That's impressive. That would not even warrant an eye. Oh, I don't have. That would not even warrant an eye roll if I had eyes. The elevator gets to the bottom. Yep. Yep. So the dragon here. Uh, you already mentioned it shoots lasers. It's blue. We haven't been able to kill him before, so I don't know if maybe killing him will just free us. But I had think it's more of a he does bad things if we try to get out ourselves, and so I don't think imprisonment is an illusion. I'm always free. I would wait it out until the very everything just dissolved due to the entropy of time, and then I'd walk out of there. That's how it works. Yep. It's made of rock. Zadrax comes out. What he normally he's pearlescent, right? Uncorrupted. Okay. Not be completely, but fading towards. I think white. Or at least he sees himself as ignorant. He's brighter than he was before. Yes. I see. If you distract the body, I shall communicate with the true mind. I shall demand answers that only it and the Mother Crystal herself can give. Yes, it would basically not be participating in the fight. It would just be like float. It would basically just be like touching and literally standing on top of the egg in the middle of the cave. I think there's a pause, and then Zadrak says, "I might be able to. I want to know why I and the other dragons are created. Why do we keep getting sent here? Why do we keep losing our minds?" I can. Mm, it's quiet, but stays on your shoulder. I don't know, but if it has something to do with. If I may, actually, interrupts Uranus, the skeleton, and he says, the nexuses. Callus has like in the background, like I knew it. Um, and he says, Uranus says, the nexuses have power over time and space, and we've been, after them in order to. Well, they were basically used to seal us away. So we figured they'd probably be used to unseal us away. So it probably doesn't like that, and it probably has some kind of connection to the barrier here. It's possible it intercepted or otherwise has control over, though that would be scary, your sword because it is in charge here. It's the closest thing to. It is a warden of time and space. We don't know what that means. For some reason, it hasn't been cooperative to our study. Smashing it is probably a good idea. Zadrak's like nods on your shoulder. I want to talk to it. Its mind. Smash its body. Its body is just a beast. Oh, from the scouts? I think just when you get to when so firstly when you stop off the elevator, there's this like weird second tunnel that's dug up that's like dug upwards from it. But as you keep following, yep, as you keep following, there's no screams. You just as you sneak up into like to the edge of the tunnel that then follow like opens up into the cave. There's just two sapphire statues of just like that there. Mm. Oh right, them says the skeleton. They were your predecessors. Good luck. And then the dragon. Then you hear the roar of the dragon. Sure. Yeah, yeah. Like just rapid for like, okay, this we go. Let's go. Let's go. Like just fast speed. All right. Well, charisma. Give your speech. Pushing yourself for the speech. Okay. Good idea. Gives you more advantage later. Oh, scroll down, right, because it has issues. Nice. Okay, so everybody gains 2 inspiration. No, nothing else. No fear. Yeah, it would reset. Yeah. It's supposed to just be during this. The inspiration is meant to be for that specific battle. Um, so now that the battle was over, the inspiration went away back at the end of the previous battle. Okay. So yeah, the dragon roars, and I think we see the classical, like what we saw before, the big glow of the sapphire energy beam beginning to rise from its torso. In the center of the thing is the egg. Behind it, where the dragon is coming from, are the various statues. They look like they're more in like fighting poses, and frozen there. Pretty much. Yeah, yeah. It's environmental art. Um, and yeah, no, it starts to shoot a enormous sapphire beam at the group of you. I think you're all pretty crowded together initially. Uh, exactly. So I think who are the first 2 people out of it? It's gonna be at risk to hit both of you. You're charging in. Okay. That's true. When you enter combat, okay, we'll get to that. Yeah, you roll when you start, and then you spend the whole later. Yep, exactly. Okay. Um, so I think I'm gonna need each of you to avoid the beam of energy one way or another. Not each of you, sorry, just Dallen and Vorfoli are the ones who it's aiming at. They're the 2 in the front. Okay. Okay. Dallen, what are you doing? Okay. Dallen, let's see you first. You probably dodge out of the way first before it hits the shield. Yep. It's not 2 beams, it's more just a very wide beam that's wide enough to hit both of you. Oh crap. The VOD's ruined.
The what now?
What happened?
You guys, your guys' audio has been off for the last hour 45. Just my audio has been on.
Oh
Really?
no.
Yep.
I thought I listened after break and heard us.
Reddit.
Maybe I didn't.
Oh well.
Oh well.
I mean, on the good news, I just rolled a 14.
Yeah.
I'm changing my UI so I can see all the volumes more easily. because the issue was I was scrolled down to a different volume and couldn't see it. Oh well. All right, so you get a 14.
No advantage, no nothing. I just
Yep,
rolled
you
double
just get a
sixes.
natural double six. Okay, so you dodge out of the way. Vorfola, you raise your shield. Roll to
I'm
defy.
enduring.
You are enduring.
Or
Roll with strength.
powering through it. I'm going to spend my ready for anything.
Okay.
So that's now at 3 out of 4.
All right.
Oh, good thing I did that.
11.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Didn't
Yep.
matter.
So you raise your shield. It blocks the beam enough where you're not injured, but as you look at your shield, it now seems to have a large, not all of it, but like the front layer of it seems to be now changed to this jagged, like naturally formed crystals of this blue rock. Hopefully that's good for a future block, but you
Hard light crystals?
sorry?
Like hard light or something? Like what is the crystal?
Like sapphire.
Yeah, it looks like sapphire, but like just pure blue gemstone. But
Look,
it
if
looks
we
kind
get
of
out
like
of this,
ice
that's gonna be
crystal
worth a lot of money.
in terms of its
Hmm.
that's true. But you still block it, and all of you can rush in now. The dragon is roaring. Dragons are never good ideas in caves, but in this case, it's going to. I think it's gonna do a tail sweep. Actually, it just like turns around and you see a large tail made of made of sapphire with jagged spikes at the end of it, like a small club, wheel around. And I think it's going to go for the last two of you if you are rushing in through the tunnel. I don't think you can get a good shot at it otherwise.
Yeah, I'm not rushing, but Bert is very like methodically walking at a steady pace, just straight
Straight at
for
it.
the dragon, making no effort to dodge or get out of the way. Just trying to walk straight for the dragon and look tough. Gotta look real tough here.
Are you looking at it in the eye, or are you doing
Oh,
something
wait,
else?
I'm saving that for the laser blast that's gonna come. I'm saving the ice freeze for when it opens its mouth to fire a laser.
Okay.
Running into the room, chugging my last use of whiskey.
Mhm.
As the tail comes, I'm going to try and grab onto it.
Nice. Okay. I think that's defying with dexterity. If you want to roll to grab onto it. Bert, you're not avoiding it at all?
No, I'm just walking straight for the dragon.
Perfect. So, I think you have a move for that, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But first, let's roll to defy. There
11.
it is. 11. Perfect. So, yeah, that's exactly what happens. You grab onto the tail. There's lots of, like, sharp, but not quite injuring you handholds.
Yeah, one of them's injuring me. I'm telling you that right now. I'm cutting my hand.
Oh, you pushed yourself. Yep. Perfect. And then, Bert, you have a move from the Barbarian playbook, right?
Yes, I'm.
You have.
Doop.
Is that all
Show
you've
me
got?
what you got.
Yep.
That's like I get smacked with a giant tail. I get knocked over, and I get back up again. I keep walking towards the dragon.
Perfect. You suffer. Let me double check before I say for sure, but it might be 2 conditions.
It's fine. I'll pick 2 things.
Yep, 2 conditions, and because of its size and spikiness, it is piercing, forceful, and messy. So
I don't know what that means, but I get hit with the tail.
you take 2 conditions. It ignores all your armor.
I don't have any, so it doesn't
Perfect.
matter.
It's forceful, which means it basically knocks you hard against the wall, and it's messy, which means you get grievously wounded in the fiction. So in this case, you basically are going to bleed a lot as a bunch of the sapphire spikes have like impaled you.
Amazing. I'm real spooky.
But you walk that off.
Sure.
You're just like bleeding all over the ground. You're like, is that all you got?
It's just a very turbid. It's more just dramatically not stopping.
Yes, exactly. You keep walking after that. And then you get to pick one of those three listed things. What do you
Oh, it says
pick?
when you suffer a condition. I suffered two conditions.
That actually makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'll let it go. I'll let it. I don't know. I haven't thought of that, but yeah, you're right.
I learned I would like a dragon weakness,
Okay.
and I would like it to be scared of me. The weakness,
You get to pick
preferably.
infuriate or terrify. You don't get to pick which of the two. You
Uh,
get to pick the option of infuriate or terrify. But
oh
then
yeah, that one. I want that one, and I want a weakness.
okay. Um. So I think in terms of weakness, um, ooh, you know what? I think it's weak to severely dense impact damage, like from a gun.
Amazing. It's weak to bullets.
Mm.
I knew it.
Yep,
Most things, in fact, are weak to bullets.
yep. It
Is
it can
it
crack and shatter easily from bullets. Um,
is it also does that apply to a signature weapon that is close, forceful, and unbreakable?
what is it? What type of weapon is it? Is it an axe or
It's my
Warhammer, isn't it?
warhammer.
your warhammer?
Yeah.
It will work partly for your warhammer. The big thing from it, if you have like a nail or something to nail into it, you need like
I have
something.
described the back of the warhammer is like a spike.
Yeah, that'll work perfectly.
And that is
Got
pretty
it.
normal for
For warhammers.
accurate warhammers. If one side's the
Yeah,
bludgeoning object, and
piercing.
one's a
Yeah,
pointy bit to stab
piercing
at your
damage
armor.
with a lot of force behind it, like a bullet or a hammer with spike, is perfect. Basically, you need armor piercing stuff. But then and once you get through it, it'll start, yeah, really, really breaking apart. Um, and then yeah, you infuriate or terrify it. So I think in this case, yeah, the dragon sees you like get up and walk away and start walking towards it some more, and it just roars in a fury, and I think it starts charging towards you. But while that is happening, Vorfoli and Dallen have had an opportunity. You can honestly, it's so focused on Bert, you can be wherever you want in the room if you want to like get to the back with the statues or like get up close to it and start hitting it from behind. What do you want to do?
I want to hit it for sure.
I'd like to hit it. I think the thing I'd like to do more is apply the second poison to the sword, but I'm pretty sure I need to actually be doing that now and not retroactively.
Okay. You can do that now. You can just stand there and do it and see what happens.
I will quickly apply said second poison to the sword for
Okay.
this moment in time and just kind of maneuver so that there's a nice good spread between everyone.
Okay. And then yeah, Vorfoli, you charge in, Warhammer ready. Where are you aiming for? It's kind of facing, presumably, like kind of away from you right now, as it
Um,
is focused on
I
Bert.
I want to aim for like a knee, like a front leg, because if I can like shatter that, it'll be harder to move around.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Roll to engage.
I'm gonna assume this has armor.
Um, if the creature has armor, that's very
Yeah.
possible.
Okay. So and I could spend my like armor piercing stuff after, like my ready for
yeah, I'm
anything or
checking.
my inspiration.
Not clear. Another conversation to have. I think in this case, you don't need to actually. I think basically with its weakness, the way that will probably work in
Is
terms of
piercing.
numbers is any attack that fits will just be piercing to it automatically.
Oh,
so your
all right.
Warhammer would
Yeah.
just be piercing.
All right. I'm gonna roll and see what happens. It's a
Okay.
7.
So on a 7, yeah. I think you rush in and you smash down on your hammer on the thing, and there's this loud, series of cracks that spread throughout it. It looks, it hasn't completely lost the arm, but it is slower. And almost without thinking, as it's like charging towards Bert, it sweeps that same arm out at you. Um, a bit slower than you'd like, but you are still it still like knocks you back against the wall, or on the floor, and you're gonna take 2 conditions, piercing,
So I
and
can't armor that.
it is also it has piercing. Yeah, it's
Oh, I'm dead.
That's fine. Let's keep going.
you take 2
Dragon fight.
conditions, piercing.
People die there.
It rips
Hi,
open.
killer!
Yeah, there's a great like gash of like arm-sized claws along your back, and we'll get to how that goes. But you crumble.
Mhm.
Is our skeleton and elven friend doing anything useful?
They are actually, yeah. I think they are going to. So, Skeletonford has no weapons. Unless you gave him a weapon, but I don't think he normally has weapons.
I could have, again, minorly retroactively handed him the spear.
Yeah, spear makes
I
sense.
now have 2. And if I know he's unarmed,
The gem
I give
spear?
him some. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's not going to shoot it with the gem laser, so I think he and Talus both rush in together actually to try and fight this creature, but the spears are not quite enough. Like they don't have enough weight behind it for it to pierce the armor. But they are, yeah. You see them trying to like stab at the creature. They're working at this from a distance. These lances are like 10 feet long, so that's actually very safe for them. But from a distance, they are trying to stab at roughly the same place that Lord Foley hit, and you can see small cracks continuing to form in it. But the dragon is purely focused on Bert. But as it's charging, I think you've had a bit of time now to climb up on presumably its back. Where are you climbing to? Mike.
Oh, actually, I'm staying there.
Oh, you're staying on its tail. Okay.
Yes, because I'm just marking it with my blood, and then shapeshifting.
Oh. Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Right.
So we've seen that shapeshifting in general is difficult with the spirits of the wild, not here, and this thing is almost a pseudonym for it. Yeah, this is going to get real strange. Let's roll a shapeshift with wisdom.
Okay. Pushing myself, because why not? 11.
Nice. Okay. Um,
So yeah, I want to say it looks a lot different than any previous shapeshift. Like
yeah.
before, it was just sort of a melding. This is an actual like splitting of skin and change of skeletal structure. It looks painful as hell.
Yeah.
I took the condition on my charisma because this is not sexy.
That's fair. You also remember have inspiration if you want to spend that for advantage.
That's fine.
Okay.
Well, the inspiration you could use it for acting fearlessly, gaining
my
armor, or
mistake.
making attacks ignore armor.
Okay, you're right. And then you that was just my misremembering it. What does it look like then? Is it like a mushroom dragon, or does it look crystalline like this one?
I think this is a pure shift, so it looks crystalline.
Okay, perfect. So I think, yeah, this place has now this room has gotten a lot more crowded all of a sudden as a second enormous sapphire dragon appears on the creature's tail. I think this will distract it from Bert now, as it now is almost being stuck on the ground with another dragon on its tail behind it. But it roars. Your instinct, by the way, is to destroy all intruders right now.
Okay, then.
Cool.
The dragon whirls
That
around
seems
on
like-
you, and
I know it doesn't. This is when I use my steel gaze. You do not ignore me.
oh boy. Okay. So yeah, no, it stays where it is and it flinches, and it just is like looking at you. Its roar. I think that's what it is. It's trying to continually crawl towards you and charge at you, but it's stuck under the Mike dragon, so it isn't able to move.
Yeah. And then maintaining eye contact, I would like to carefully draw, aim, and fire my pistol at the dragon's head.
Okay.
Just
It can.
Flowey.
Yeah. Doesn't do it isn't able to move or avoid you, so roll to let your bullet fly.
Yeah. Do I get advantage for it being stuck?
Not in this case, not with the type of how dangerous this dragon can be.
Okay. 14.
14. Wow. Okay, yeah. There's once a gunshot reverberates through the place, and then there's just this cracks form along its head, and it continues to spread. You get the feeling looking at this that you can probably take off a limb or something, but most of it won't really collapse or fall apart until all of it dies. But you are still able to.
I'm doing the double condition.
Oh, you don't have that with let fly, just with engage and
Oh,
Yeah.
close.
sorry, never mind. But I don't do that.
Yep. No, with a 14, you just inflict a condition clear shot. It's less damage, but it's safer generally than engaging.
Oh, okay.
While that's happening, Dallen, you've applied your poison.
I would very much like to move in front of Orfolio in defense and then basically swipe at anything of the dragon that's coming near.
Okay, yeah. I think
Don't
behind
have
it,
anything special, just
yeah,
anyway.
it's kind of like moving its claws in all directions, trying to crawl towards Bert. I guess it was. Now it's kind of just writhing, trying to get out from the dragon. Now that it's no longer has eye contact. Probably shot at one of its crystal eyes. But yeah, it's struggling. It's basically thrashing around. It's kind of a danger to everyone right now. The other two companions have backed off a bit because even with their 10 feet lances, it has long enough limbs to still potentially hit them. Rocks start to fall around the cave as part of its it actually does have two crystalline wings that it usually keeps folded, but now it's unfolding them and they're just like scraping along the cave ceiling.
Oh, sweet.
What do you do?
Is there something we can do to kill it fast? Or to make the
My
rocks
goal-
fall?
Is not so much to pierce it, even though I know that that's the goal. I can't really do that. I'm just trying to make contact with it so it can stop hurting us and I can inflict some conditions on it.
Okay.
So I'm looking to engage.
Yep. So your sword is coated with the poison, and you want to find an opportunity to inflict it. Okay. Upon seeing you doing this, I think both Talus and Uranus rush forward to protect you if you let them, offering at one extra armor each. And in this case, I'd say piercing wouldn't piercing. They'd still absorb a condition even though it's piercing because they are not armor. They are people armor.
Are they advantage armor?
What's advantage is me trying to pin him down while you take a swipe. I will help.
Okay. Perfect.
Sweet, because that means I can use dirty fighting to roll dex instead of strength.
Do it.
All right. So advantage, engage. How many dice? 3.
So you're doing, I assume, a series of like lips and avoid. You're basically avoiding several of the limbs to get close to it using dex.
Yeah. Basically.
Perfect.
And advantage. I'm going to have to magically add a +1 to this because I can't. Yes, it's definitely needed. Not really. 13.
13. All right.
So 2 conditions, and the next condition it applies doesn't exist.
Yep. So that's the effect of the poison you apply. Let me check the wording for it. Because it inflicts 2 conditions. It might ignore both. It might ignore one. The first time the
You could
target
use
hurts
that.
someone each scene, they inflict no condition, so it ignores both.
You could use your Ride for Ruin to
Oh, that one. Oh,
armor
different one.
pierce.
So that's the one that gives it 2 conditions. Basically, the next time it tries to hurt us, as well because of the other poison, it won't hurt us.
Are you applying multiple poisons at the same blow?
Yes, that's why I spent my time standing here and waiting.
I did not know that's what you meant, and I don't think you can.
Oh, come on now.
Just one
Do
poison.
the contact damage poison. I don't think that unless
They're
it
both
has,
They're both
damage.
contact. Yeah, they both work.
I mean
But
the
also
one that
just
does extra condition because We
Yeah, I'll
already
go-
have at
yeah.
least 2 damage on it, and I think it's 5 conditions normally.
I'll undo standing around, applying the second one, and just
Okay.
wave a pass at that.
So you
Seeing
you
how the land
deal
lies.
1 condition. You can use an inspiration if you want to make that piercing. So that you'll deal a condition yourself.
Was that not what the other two were doing? The skeleton and
No,
They're giving you
they're
armor.
doing armor.
That armor that
Ah,
resists the dragon's piercing is what I mean.
absolutely, and yes, I will use the inspiration to make
Mhm.
my attack ignore armor.
Perfect.
So you
All
got
right.
1 more of those.
And yeah, they're distracting it. They're just roaring in page. They're doing pinpricks, but pinpricks, honestly, pinpricks suck.
So can I inflict then 3 conditions? Because I got a 10+?
Your poison will apply next time, but if you get a 10+, you can choose to, instead of avoiding their attack, inflict an extra one.
Yeah, sacrifice the
And
sacrifice
then
the
sacrifice
I
the
do 1 condition for winning. I get 1 condition for the 10+, and I get 1 condition for the poison. 3 condition.
Yeah, I guess so. Actually, you're right. It's your poison. Do you want it to trigger now? Because all contact doesn't necessarily mean a wound. Do you want to have it trigger off itself and then go away immediately? Like the target takes 1 extra condition when hurt until they.
Well, it says until they're cured, so it would just be poison now.
Yeah.
From now, it's a matter of every time it's hit, it takes an extra condition.
I think it wouldn't trigger immediately. It would trigger on all future attacks.
So trigger on the next one.
Yeah, but you still deal an extra
I'll still
condition.
do
And then yeah, I think
2
the dragon is roaring. You can see, though it is like it's a normal poison, the dragon does still seem to be reacting to it in this case. You can see the color of the crystal is changing to a deep red as the poison spreads, like more of a ruby. But it's roaring and thrashing about like it's like start shooting lasers randomly at wherever it's facing, which is no one in particular yet. It knocks back and breaks the lances of both of the elves. And they both are not unconscious, but like pretty significantly wounded. At least the one that can be wounded. The other one, you can see his armor is kind of quite damaged, but not beyond repair. And then while that's happening, Mike, how do you want to finish this off?
I think while all of that is going on, and I've sort of got a hold of it, I'm just going to. Is it let fly to breathe laser? Is that
right in its face?
Is that the move?
Yeah, I think it would be.
We're all standing next to it, so
Though
sure.
I actually honestly could see engage. Engage is when you openly fight an enemy up close, and let fly is when you attack from afar. You're more up close than afar
Yeah,
right
I
now.
think you
Yeah.
did.
All right. I'll take that. Pushing myself in dex.
Okay.
And I will roll with strength. Why not?
Hold it down and then breathe on it.
Where did my... Oh, that's right. It's over adventure moves. Sorry, I don't fight a lot. Here we go.
Yeah.
Another
Okay.
11.
Perfect. So, I think at first I'm gonna say for now I think you can spend inspiration to make this piercing anyways. I think do that. And then I think we see at first the energy seems to be absorbed by the dragon, but it still roars in pain, and you have your instincts tell you to keep breathing on it. And after as it writhes in pain, you can see it actually starts to grow almost crystalline. Crystals start to grow on its body that start malforming the dragon shape to it, and it doesn't seem to be able to control those parts of the crystal like its own body. It's sort of like this weird reminiscent of like cancerous growth start appearing on it and growing larger and more sudden. And I think that the dragon itself starts growing like brighter and brighter and brighter, and then it explodes, I think, into a shattering of light and various jagged sapphires, some of which are bigger than a person.
Did we roll to defy to survive?
Yeah.
No, he's gonna be very
Dragon
dead.
in the room?
Sorry?
Well,
Can I attack the dragon in the room?
About that, firstly, you can, I suppose, but also we don't know. I said what Mike's what instinct was.
I
He hasn't
have
yet
every
fulfilled it.
intention.
Yeah,
I have every intention of attacking him regardless. He set us up, and I
Yeah.
have not forgiven him for
I think I am going to roll to try to survive the exploding spikes because
Okay.
I'm not charging the dragon number 2.
Then everyone who is not a crystal dragon and is not still down will, Dallen, you'll need to roll as well to avoid the exploding spikes.
that. Okay.
You're pretty close. You're
Or
close
you
enough
could
to
not
it.
have, or you could not avoid and just attack.
Fair.
I mean, if not avoiding and just attacking will give me an element of surprise, I will absolutely do that.
It will, I think. It would just be one condition, but this would just be like amongst, because there's almost a flash of light as it explodes. So if you're just like, all right, I'm gonna rush in there to the other dragon as that happens, you may.
Absolutely. I'll take a condition to my whiz. That was supposed to be on my whiz before. Never mind, my int.
Okay.
This is the smartest idea.
Mm-hmm.
And
And you're
start
rushing in.
attacking
So
at the
you're.
other
This
dragon.
is technically PvP. Mike,
Mm-hmm.
do you? How do you want this to play out? Do you think that Dallen would just roll to engage you?
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Indigo.
I managed to kill you, I wouldn't actually say that I would have any regrets about that.
We'll get to
Fair.
that.
You're
Bert,
negating my 4 armor.
if you spend inspiration, technically you still pierce. um,
Yeah.
Bert, you, yeah, no, you were hit hard by this. I think you get another large stalactite-sized sapphire
Yes,
impales you.
that's what I
Deals you
figured.
one condition though. This is
Oh,
not as bad,
okay.
but it's still definitely piercing.
I still don't have armor.
Perfect. And then yeah, Dallen, you're rushing forward to.
Engage. I'll push myself for a condition and advantage.
Yep.
And I will use the dirty fighting to do that with Dex. And we'll see how that goes. 10. 11 actually, but same diff.
Yes. Nice. Okay. You. I don't know how many. Yeah, you charge his tail, or how does it look like when you're inflicting condition? Which one do you choose? Avoid an attack back if there is one coming, or do you inflict an extra one for the surprise?
I think if I would like to, the dragon has basically just exploded, so the Mike dragon is, I guess, on the floor now. I'd actually like to charge for its head, for your head. Surprise, as in you're not exactly expecting an ally to attack. So yeah, I will just aim for your head and start hacking away. And yes, I will use inspiration to make that attack ignore armor.
Are you avoiding the attack or inflicting an extra condition?
Extra condition.
Okay.
So piercing ignores all armor?
Piercing
even
does
armor I
ignore-
have from Barkskin?
Unless something says it cannot be pierced, yes.
Barkskin, you're
Piercing
touching the
ignores all
ground.
armor.
I am touching the ground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes.
So yeah, 2 conditions.
It could. This all could just end very bloodily at the.
This could.
No,
This could just end up
ending
being
at the
battle
end.
royale.
I mean,
Now, the problem is I can't absorb 2 conditions. That's the issue I have right now.
wait, how do you mean?
Well, you'd
I
like
only
condition out.
I only have strength left.
Okay.
So
Then you could
So
crumble
condition is?
if you want to.
you would, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel that's I want to find a way to inflict some pain
Oh,
before
you
I go.
do.
Is all.
You do
You want
because
it when you
Dallen
get
did
one
not
back,
did
yeah.
not chose to inflict an extra condition instead of avoiding your counterattack.
Oh, fair enough.
then you crumble.
Then yeah. Then one horrible blast of lasers later,
Okay.
And
Dallen.
this is indiscriminate, by the way. AoE.
Perfect. So then,
My shield blocks from the
You're
dragon.
already dead. You've already been taken
Dallen?
down.
which of your Dallen, you take a condition and choose which of your limbs are turned to sapphire.
Wait, did
Can't be
Dallen
the sword
take
arm.
the
I say
shackle
roll a
from the first-
d4.
That if Marissa wants to roll a d4, she can roll a d4.
Did Dallen not take damage from the first exploding dragon?
Um,
I
you
took straight
you
damage.
should have just taken a condition flat out. They chose not to avoid it.
And yeah, I think just one of my legs is caught in it.
Just sapphire leg.
Sapphire leg now. It's just it's like a peg
Is
leg.
it flexible?
No,
Oh,
not right
good.
now.
That's wonderful for rogues.
It's flexible when dragons do it. Maybe you can get help from a dragon to make it flexible.
Yep.
Glad I know one of those.
And then you said that was indiscriminate and AoE.
If
Bert's
that's
the only
available,
one
yeah.
up.
I mean, it's lasers.
Yeah,
I mean, we've explained the Marisha aim
Bert, how do you
before.
feel about that?
Yeah.
You're the only other one who might get hit.
I will try to avoid it. Because best case scenario, Bert's the only one that survives.
Actually, I'm gonna roll a d2. I'm gonna roll a d2.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm rolling a d2 because
yeah, I know we can fix that though.
okay, it is you. It's not Talus.
Wait, what happened to the bug guy?
He isn't really in threat if he gets hit by the beam as much as a partly actual, still a dragon skeleton thing. So if he gets hit, he would still survive it. It was not.
I got a 7.
If
A real
since I
stake.
still have those 2 inspiration, can I inflict extra conditions on the back end? Or no?
Let me check
Uh,
what the inspiration says.
Inspiration is
No,
in
it's not
armor,
condition.
make their
Inspiration
attack
won't let
or
you
armor
put conditions.
act fearlessly.
Okay.
And I'll just-
No, it was the GM side that you could
Yeah.
do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So you do avoid it, but I think one of your belongings does not.
Oh, the gun.
No, the gun is a signature weapon. That's a bit too cruel. But,
Is it the sack of purple grain? I don't have
No.
anything cool.
do you have any lard left?
Yeah, I
The
got
hat-
6 uses of
The hat
lard.
is now.
Oh, do you have a
his
hat?
gnome hat is now
Yeah.
sapphire.
No, I have a terrible idea.
It's also
What if your
Satan's clothing.
beard sapphire?
Oh, yes.
You can no longer be a true gnome. Your beard is.
I was never a gnome.
Yeah.
There's actually
I've
no
always
such
been a
thing.
man. No gnome can defeat me. I am no gnome.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And we'll end things there. I
Yeah.
think. For
think
Crumble, each of you need to pick one of your choices.
I feel like this
Oh,
is
and
a
we-
good end.
Yeah, I feel like this is just
It
end
could be a
then.
good end if we want to just end the
Yeah.
campaign with, and everybody kind of died or almost wished they died.
Yeah,
Hey,
pretty much.
I'm alive. It's fine.
Horribly
legend of
crippled, mangled, and
Yeah. I
mean,
scarred.
Yeah, there's no way Vorfoli lives because he went down super early and then lasers started going off
And then
everywhere, so he
yeah.
definitely got hit.
Okay, so Foley gets statuized.
Yeah, just like his brother.
Yep. It's just it. We'll
Yeah,
the fight.
this is a
It's
perfect
over
end.
now.
So I think Bert and we just see it. The epilogue, I guess, would be just be like, technically the you know what? No, I'll still roll a d2 to see if. Okay, he's still technically alive, but you might not think he's alive when Uranus does get sapphired. He's just like stuck to the wall and can't talk or anything.
Oh, he's like, no prison can hold me, but Sapphire doesn't degrade, so he's
Yeah.
stuck there.
He basically he
No,
looks.
Uranus is a skeleton. He's not the heat death guy.
Yeah, the enchanted
Yeah, no, I
skeleton
know.
is stuck
Uranus
to the
He's
wall.
he's
the
the one who said the
skeleton
heat
who
death
said-
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the other one.
No.
No,
was
no,
the
he's
other one.
like, if they
entombed in
throw
But
him in
yeah,
jail,
now
I
he's
was
entombed with
waiting.
Sapphire. He looks just like one of the other statues, and for all intents and purposes, he might as well be.
Oh, that is horrible.
So
That
it's
is
just
such
the
a
three of you.
poetic
It's just Talus. It's just the three of you limp out of there, basically.
Yep.
Talus survives. You get the.
I weave a grand tale about how Talus did it. and
No,
we
I
had
don't
to
think we
fight
get
with
anything.
her.
I just think we limp out of the room.
You limp out of the room, and we just end it with that. We don't see
Yeah.
what happens with the face.
Nope. Nope, we limped out of the room.
Nope.
Yeah, the Fey captain and Bert both holding Dallen up,
Oh
like
yeah, we
pulling him
both
up
were
the
carrying
stairs.
one
And it's just
shoulder.
this thunk
The leg
as
can't
the
move.
sapphire leg walks. Okay. We'll end things or campaign with that.
Yep.
No
Hooray.
XP.
No XP
Hooray.
needed.
Missed the level 10 XP by 3.
I was over by 1, but we didn't go in, so.
Yep. And that was Chasing Adventure.
Yeah.
We are definitely over time, but
Mhm.
Mhm.
that was the game that I made.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I am enjoying it. It's
Mhm.
definitely a lot to GM. This is partly intentional, because it is meant to be D&D, but just condensed. And I hope it felt like that, including all the
Mhm.
ridiculous, silly things we created for it.
It feels like it fits the ridiculous, silly things more than D&D does, because my general problem with playing D&D with people is they want to do something ridiculously silly, and we have to spend the whole time bending the rules to make that happen.
Yeah,
And
we have to make numbers and and like spell ranges
yeah,
and
and
other
this is just like,
things.
no, you're gonna do the silly things, just do the silly things. Let's keep moving. You don't need to
Very
make up a new rule for that.
Speaking of silly things, I non sequitur, but there's a Monty Python RPG coming out.
And it's not
Yes.
5e based.
Yeah.
Add it to the list.
I need to rewatch that. It's been a very long time.
Our insane list. Yep.
Are
So
we gonna
cool.
do next week? Are we gonna do a review, or because it's your game, are we
I don't
going
think
to
we were going to do a review.
I don't think we
because
plan
it
to do a
was
review. We can give
biased.
feedback, but I don't know if we need a whole thing for feedback.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about what we're going to do in the in-between.
Yeah.
And I'm not available next week.
Well, that makes it
okay.
real easy what we're doing next week.
Yeah,
So,
a whole lot of nothing.
All right, sweet. This was fun.
yeah.
I'm
I
glad.
always
Very
love
cool.
it when most of us die and the rest of us limp away.
That's
Yep.
a good outcome. That's a really good outcome where it's
Thank you for providing an outlet for my rage.
Yep. I pretended to forgive you, but then I struck.
I never pretended. I never interacted with you after that.
Yep. Perfect.
cool.
Yes, this was the strangest campaign I've ever GM'd.
You're welcome.
I think I played in.
You're welcome.
We've had psychic dinosaurs who built a ring world. We've had whatever that Numenera game was. We've had
We're cool with Kool-Aid
Nobilis.
shirt.
but I think this was still the strangest one.
I do really want to play Wish Granting Engine.
Oh yeah,
think
Chubos.
that might
I'd be happy to.
might
But
make it big.
We'll probably do either some one shots or a short campaign. We're not sure how long until all 4 of us are back. Zen, you will be off for at least a couple weeks, but maybe a bit longer. We'll
We
see
might do
how
something on
things
the
go.
in-between.
So we might
Yeah,
do
we'll
something
figure
with
it out.
just the 4 of us rather. I never count myself.
Gloomhaven campaign?
Sorry.
Gloomhaven campaign? For a little bit? The board game?
Oh,
Sure, we
I
wouldn't
don't
stream it,
know.
but
Oh,
we'll talk
Yeah,
about it.
we'll talk about it.
yeah.
Okay, we'll be back
Cool.
All right.
We'll be
in
back.
the future.